Today's kind of an interesting day because yesterday it was 80 degrees out and today it is 55 with chances of rain. At least it's not windy, but I feel like I brought some of the Portland, Oregon weather down here to California. So we are going to be hitting quite a few thrift stores and an amazing vintage store today that I've been stalking on Instagram for a long time. So I'm really excited to go in there. They're going to have a ton of mid-century modern, so that's going to be really exciting. Our first stop today is the Hologram House. Now, I've been following them on Instagram for a long time, and I am so excited today to finally check out their store in person. These kind of stores can be so dangerous for me because there are so many pieces that I am seeing in this store that are on my bucket list to find. Every corner you turn, there's another little room full of good mid-century era vintage. This is the most incredible spun fiberglass peacock chair that I have seen. It is made by the same designer that makes the outdoor dining set that I've been on the hunt for quite some time. And look at these little needlepoint lion pillows. They are so cute. I love anything needlepoint. Look, does this remind you of anything, you guys? This is a Robert Maxwell hedgehog. I don't know if you remember that little tiny one that I found at Goodwill a few years ago, but these are really hard to come across, and I've never actually seen the really large size one like this before in person. Is he an anteater, not a hedgehog? I think the one I found was a hedgehog. I think that's an anteater. A little baby Batosi ashtray. These obviously have so many more uses other than for smoking. You can put jewelry in them. They make great soap dishes too. This one's got a few chips and it looks like a little repair area, so I'm not going to pick it up today. I do pick up vintage ashtrays every now and then because I really do think that there are so many uses. I found two Batosi vases with this exact same pattern at Goodwill a few years ago. Wow, they've got a lot of really incredible Batosi pieces here. This one looks like it was probably a lid. Yeah, they've got Batosi lid on here. You could also use this as a little pedestal base for a plant too. There is a wall clock that looks really similar to this, but obviously much larger, and that is on my bucket list finds too. Maybe I will come across one while I'm in Italy next month. Hopefully. That is where Batosi is made, and I'm currently waiting to find out if I am going to get a private tour of the Batosi Museum. Right now it's only appointment only, and I'm waiting to hear back from them, so cross your fingers for me. These little mice are so cute. They've got these carved wooden blocks of cheese that they sit on. I'm pretty sure that these are bookends. They're nice and heavy, so they would definitely work great for bookends. These are so cute. They would be adorable in a child's room or nursery. I'm in love with this plant stand. I feel like you can never have too many plant stands in your home. Here is another collection of ashtrays, and these are so fun because they hang. I really think that these should be turned into hanging planters. I think that would be a really wonderful way to repurpose them for non-smokers. How fun would these be hung in a little cluster of the three of them with some little plants overflowing out of them? art piece reminds me a lot of the work by Ernst Ludwig Kirchner, and I know it's not his because that would just be too incredible. His pieces sell for, oh my gosh, I think $30,000, $50,000, I don't know. I know that his pieces are very, very valuable, but this piece reminds me so much of his style, and I love that she is in the bed looking at the portrait in the frame of her lover. I think that is just so cool. And then of course the fact that it has the guitar hanging on the wall. This is just such a unique piece, and I'm very, very tempted to get it. If my mid-century dreams could come true, I would probably have all of my mid-century furniture in rosewood. It is the most stunning wood, and I love the grain on it and the rich warmth in the color. This is such a beautiful piece. You know, we couldn't make it through the first store without a penguin ice bucket. At least this one's a copper one. Those are harder to find. I have not been able to stop thinking about the blue enamel pot that I saw at the Rose Bowl flea market. And now here are the yellow versions in the pots and pans. I am obsessed with these now, and I think I'm gonna add the blue version to my wish list finds because, I can't get it out of my head. I think these are so wonderful. Here's another one of these hanging ashtrays. This is the most I've ever seen in one place. I have a thing for minimalist mid-century clocks, especially when they're made out of wood. And I really love these ones that don't tell the time on there. You just gotta know your dots. You gotta know what time those are supposed to be. I have one at home that has the circles actually cut out of it, and I really love when they're freestanding like this. This whole back room is really inspirational. I've always dreamed of having an Airbnb rental beach house that I decorated completely tropical. I think that these birds would be so fun in something like that. This is the fireplace we are currently leaning towards and looking for in black or white. Hopefully we can find one in the Portland area soon that does not need to be powder coated because that can really add a lot to the cost. I'm checking out the new things that just got to the store and got priced. Loving this dance pot, but I really love that Mexican pottery tray because it has very Scandinavian looking tile. Beautiful combination with the carved wood. Oh man, if I could ever find something like this, but a much smaller version, and there'd have to be 3 of them, they'd be so great to swap out the pendants we have in our kitchen. When we hung the 3 pendant lights here in the kitchen, we put in a track. This was all Jesse's idea. I was actually opposed to it at first because I just didn't really want to see the track, but I realized once you stand back a little ways, you don't see it. And the brilliant thing about this is now we can very easily switch out pendant lights, and we can even change it from 2 to 3 if we wanted. We can add spotlights, and this is exciting because lighting is something we're both very passionate about, and now we can have options. Maybe once or twice a year we can have something that we swap out. So I'm still going to be looking for that perfect pottery pendant light set. I have to get these guys. I just know that I'm gonna regret it forever if I don't. They were so stinking cute. These little lion pillows are so stinking cute, and I'm really happy that I ended up getting them. I was a little torn at first because of the pricing, but then I just thought about how a brand new pillow almost at any store would cost you anywhere from $40 to $75. So I decided that they were worth it. I think they're so cute, and they're the perfect little accent pillow. And most importantly, I'm happy to be supporting small businesses. I know how much it means for my small business when people splurge, so I was happy to do it on these little cute. I am really excited to tell you about today's sponsor, ShipStation, because ShipStation completely changed the game for me when it came to my online vintage store. Online shopping is not going to be slowing down anytime soon. In fact, I believe that it is just getting busier and busier, and there is more and more of a demand for it. So having an easy way to ship out all of the orders that are coming in is vital to run a successful online shop. You can easily keep track of all of your orders, whether they're coming in from eBay or Etsy or your own independent website like myself. ShipStation will help you find the best rates with all of the different carriers. You will save so much time if you are selling on multiple platforms, because with ShipStation, it's gonna funnel all of your orders from all of your platforms into one location. You can automate just about any shipping task with just a few clicks. And since I know a lot of you watch internationally, ShipStation is available in the UK, Canada, and Australia. ShipStation is already trusted with over 100,000 e-commerce sites. And you can even use ShipStation from your phone, which is really convenient if you are on the road a lot like I am. I know there are so many of you who have hesitated launching your own vintage store, and the main feedback that I always hear as to why people hesitate is they are scared of shipping. But shipping doesn't have to be so intimidating, and using ShipStation will take out so much of that stress. And one of the most beautiful things about ShipStation is that it will connect you with discounted rates with carriers that are usually reserved for Fortune 500 companies. And that is something to celebrate, because so many of us small businesses, we need that extra support too. And with ShipStation, you can get it. Go to shipstation.com/leftcoast for a 60-day free trial. That is 2 months free of no hassle, stress-free shipping. Visit shipstation.com/leftcoast. Next, we are headed to the Mission Galleria, which is right in the downtown area, just a few blocks away from the Hologram House. This is a 3-level vintage store with hundreds of vendors. They have tons of glass cases full of vintage jewelry. Check out this incredible double snake coral sterling cuff. It is giant. This looks like an Italian piece of pottery. Look at the beautiful green colors on it. So it's a candle holder, and it's only $11. It does say as is, made in Italy. We got to figure out what's wrong with it. I see a couple very faint chips on the bottom. It does not look like it's been broken and re-glued on. You know what? For $11, we're getting it. This is a beautiful brass bowl, and it is only $25. It's really heavy too. You can tell it's a well-made piece. It feels like it could even maybe be from the Art Deco era. I love the scalloped edges and the beautiful flowers. I think this would be so pretty to put jewelry on. There's quite a bit of clothing in some of the spaces too, and the pricing seems to be really good. This little vintage top's only $11.90. Woo, we're gonna go get a key for this one. These are my favorite type of vintage stores because you can spend hours here. They have floor after floor packed with vintage from all different eras. This is the kind of place you bring your girlfriends and your husband and anybody who you can convince to go vintage shopping with you. You'll have a great time and you will go down memory lane looking at all of the fun things. On the very top floor, they have a section that's closed off, so I don't know if that's new and incoming items, but unfortunately I couldn't go shop over there. But they also have a very curated selection of vintage clothing. And of course, leave it to the Oregon girl. I will find winter coats anywhere. It doesn't matter where I'm at. It doesn't matter what the temperature is outside. I love coats. This is interesting. This is a Chinese cloisonne walking cane. I have never seen something like this before. That is really, really beautiful. After showing you what the mushrooms were for in the Long Beach episode, I am sure that most of you know what this is for too. This is so adorable because once you put the toothpicks in here, he's gonna look like an adorable little puffer fish. I know this is a Danish piece and it's only $10, so I'm getting it and I'm gonna pop in a picture of how cute he's gonna be with those little toothpicks. So many of you have asked if you can buy my carved wooden bowl that is very similar to this. I currently use it for my fruits and veggies on my island, and sorry, I'm not going to sell it. I thrifted that one for $10 quite a few years ago, and I'm always looking for something similar so that I can offer it to you guys in my online vintage shop. This one doesn't have a price, so we're going to take it up to the front counter with my pile, and we're going to see if they can call the vendor to find out how much it is. I have yet to buy a hat on this trip, and the color on this one is really fun. $16.95. I think this would be a great one. I might even take this on my trip to Europe with me. So let me show you why I went to go get a key for this piece. This is a David Salk piece of pottery, and it is only $24.50. You guys, this is worth several $100s, and I am so excited to add that to my collection. I also grabbed a few pieces of jewelry off camera. This beautiful sterling ring, these pretty earrings. They were only $18, and the ring was only $25. Unfortunately, the wooden bowl I'm not gonna get because it turned out it was $100. I'm also getting this beautiful Zuni bird necklace and matching ring. I'm already in love with Riverside. I am so thrilled with the finds from today. I ended up having my brother and sister-in-law and Jesse come and meet me after work so that we could go to dinner at the Mission Inn. We've got a whole cluster of stores. We've got an antique store there, Goodwill store here, another antique store, and then one right here we're gonna go check out. I'm always on the hunt for tooled leather wallets and purses for you guys. And this one's really fun because it's hand painted with the yellow and green flowers. It's only $8. It's in really good condition. And now all I gotta hope is one of you has the initials JL. I almost thought about keeping it for Jesse and Laura, but I already have my favorite wallet that I'm planning to keep forever. So this one's gonna be coming to my April 1st First Friday sale. I found a case of sterling rings for only $29 each. You know I grabbed a handful of these. This is a beautiful textile. It's only $29. It's got such beautiful colors in it, and you can tell that it's a really good piece by how tight woven it is. I'm gonna grab that one for $29. And then I also think that I want this little tiny rug. It's really small, but I think this might be perfect for our really small bathroom. I'm not gonna give you any spoilers of our bathroom makeover we're working on, but I will show you the inspo picture just to get you a little bit excited. I'm on an owl kick right now, and this is a really cool carved wood owl. I do think this is a newer made piece though, so I'm not gonna grab it. Just as I was about to check out, I spotted this Italian pottery, and it looks like it has a zebra on it. Never seen anything quite like that one before, so I had to get it. And the Flamingo Vintage Shop is right next door, so make sure you plan a trip when both of these vintage stores are open. We are only a few weeks away from our Europe trip, and I can't wait to pick up some of these Italian pieces in Florence. This little planter is so cute. Look at its short little squatty legs, and I love the fact that it's got the face on it. These are the most incredible enamel work vases I have seen. I was not sure the history on them, and neither was the seller. I did some research after we left, and it turns out that these are antique Syrian pieces. And honestly, even though the prices were not super cheap, they were really, really good compared to the online retail value. And I wish that I would have gotten one for myself to keep. I think that they are just so beautiful. So if anyone lives in Riverside and they want to see if they can go get me a deal on one of these pieces of Syrian enamel work, I will pay you to send it to me. That would be so appreciated. Let me know. Hit me up. Look at this beautiful hand-painted bird mirror. I think this one is so fun. This makes me think of Justina Blakeney, who's my favorite interior designer. I could see her using something like this in her home. When we got to California, my dad said, you gotta go to Riverside. And I was like, oh wow, that's only 30 minutes away from where I'm staying in Rancho Cucamonga. So I decided to make a day trip there, and I am so glad that I did. I completely fell in love with Riverside, and I know that I will be back every single time we come back to California to visit my family. The Mission Inn began as a quaint boarding house in 1876, and then the son of the original owner turned it into a hotel in the early 1900s. The Mission Inn is rich in history, but it's also really unique because of the different styles of architecture. It has everything from Spanish Gothic to Moorish Revival, Renaissance Revival, and even Mediterranean Revival architecture. So it's this beautiful, incredible mixture of different styles, and it really makes you feel like you are getting taken back in time. It is such a romantic location too. There was a wedding going on while we were there, and there was someone getting possibly engagement photos taken in that beautiful spiral staircase. And if you visit, you have to go to the Mexican restaurant there. The food and the service was fantastic, and I highly recommend going at night because they light up all of the palm trees. I have to give a shout out to the antique nomad George for teaching me about David Salk pottery, because I probably would not have even noticed that piece in that case if you hadn't showed me what signature to look for and told me a little bit about the history while I met you in Ohio.
He was doing it in the 80s and 90s, and this was the artist, and she actually did pay that price for it back when she got it.
Wow, in 91?
In 91.
Wow.
I think I will do, is 40 okay?
Absolutely.
Okay,
yeah, absolutely.
I think it's a great piece, actually.
It's really
and
great.
It's got his David Salk signature, and it's great that it's got the original receipt.
Well, thank you for giving me a good deal. I'm excited to
You're
get
welcome.
it home and
Me
decorate
too.
with it. So huge thank you to George, and I'm very happy to now have 2 pieces of David Salk pottery, and I think that they look really beautiful styled up with some of my Native American baskets. Oh, this art piece. It is so unique, and it reminded me of that artist, and I just could not leave without it. I knew I was gonna regret it if I didn't send this piece home. That guy's face in the picture frame was going to haunt me forever if I didn't buy it. And I have no regrets. I think it was a really good investment piece. It was really neat to hear that it came out of an estate of an artist who collected other people's art in the Claremont area. I always love to find out as much as I possibly can about the history of a piece when I buy it. I'm not positive where this piece is gonna end up, but I think it would be the perfect kind of piece to have in our bedroom once we get our upstairs loft remodeled. It's just such a fun and interesting piece, and I love having something different in my home than what you see everywhere else. And that's the beauty of vintage, is you can create your own individual style one piece at a time. Well, Riverside, California, I love you, and I will be back. I'm probably gonna come visit every single trip we do to Rancho Cucamonga to visit our family, because you're just a few minutes away. If you are local to Riverside or within driving distance, please go show some love to these shops because they are fantastic. The owners and the vendors were wonderful, and I found some great things, and I hope you can go find some great things too. In our next video, we are going on the Route 66 thrift tour. So this is going to be one video, but it's actually taken over 3 full days of vintage shopping. And you have to stay to the end of the video because I am going to lay out my entire California vintage haul on the bed so you can see everything that I have picked up. I think some of you guys are going to be pretty impressed and pretty surprised at how much good vintage I found for really good deals. I hope you are all having a wonderful week, and I will see you in the next adventure.